P. Diddy had freak-off parties.
A woman says she was gang raped by P. Diddy.
You know, the one that starts with, wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Amid the mounting lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs.
Imagine a party so wild that it left all of Hollywood speechless.
This is the first video, the first photo of Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura since his arrest for the shocking allegations inside this 14-page indictment.
Guess you already know who I'm talking about. P. Diddy, or should I say, the mogul of manipulation. Turns out, the drama has just begun, and there's a lot you need to see. Let's get started. Number 1, the notorious White Party. There you have it, folks. This is what a white party looks like. Until now, we've only heard stories, but it's finally here, right in front of our eyes. The biggest names in Hollywood all under one roof with unlimited liquor and a ton of other items not listed on the menu. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? What are kids doing at this party? Let's rewind, have a closer look this time. Those are kids in the swimming pool. Yes. You can even see a young boy climb out of the water, with another standing beside some random man. And voila, they're no longer there in the next shot. Let me put this into perspective. Almost everyone at this party is half naked and drunk.
Like and subscribe right now, and you'll have amazing luck for the rest of the week.
Some of them are starting to get it on as the drinks start flowing. What in the world are kids doing here? This is not good for Diddy. And just look at all of the celebrities in attendance. No wonder why half of Hollywood is freaked out after the rap mogul's arrest. Number 2, spending 48 hours with Diddy. Crazy how things change. This clip blew up back in 2009 as the entire world went nuts, seeing Hollywood sensation Justin Bieber and Sean John Combs together. Fast forward to 2024, and this clip is nothing but controversial and scandalous. But why is that? Isn't Diddy just mentoring Bieber to help him become a star? Well, yes and no.
I mean, I'm 15, you could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit now that...
He definitely helped Justin launch his album, but at the same time, they also spent 48 hours together at Diddy's mansion.
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing.
Let me rephrase that. Combs made a minor spend 48 hours with him at his mansion, and later said during an interview that Bieber knows better than to reveal what he did with Big Brother Puff Daddy. But hold up, it gets weirder. The jailed billionaire shared how he has custody of Bieber for 48 hours, and how they're about to do some things they can't really disclose. I don't know about you, but it's definitely not the smartest thing to say while spending 2 whole days with a minor. And isn't it strange how Diddy always makes sure he has custody or legal guardianship of young stars before inviting them over? I'm not sure, but there's something off about this footage. Also, Justin Bieber never named Diddy, but he's always said that he had a hard time entering the industry and keeping up with the fame. Number 3, the ultimate host. Beautiful women, lots of drinks, loud music, and Kevin Hart. Now that's what I call a party, or not. It's a Diddy party, and you can never be too sure about those. But it's wild as heck. There's even a scene when Kevin and Diddy are in the bathroom.
All right, yo, stop giving me different microphones. Pause, I'm serious, this is getting weird. All right, look, Trey, on top of that, you know.
With several women in the bathtub, enjoying some drinks. The bathtub is surrounded by candles, and out of nowhere, one of the woman's hair catches fire. But instead of helping her, everyone just starts laughing. What's that got to do with anything? Well, when you realize how Diddy is facing over 120 lawsuits for trafficking, racketeering, and sexual assault.
If we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not, I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed.
The footage just gets weird. I find it messed up how Diddy isn't concerned one bit about a guest who's literally on fire. And notice how no one at the entire party has a cell phone. Here's another strange rule. No one is allowed to bring a cell phone to the party except for the host, aka Mr. Puff Daddy. Number 4, no comments. Come on, Kevin. The least you could do is show some concern about your friend. He's rotting in NYC's horrific Brooklyn jail, and Hart couldn't care less. When asked about Diddy's safety in jail, Kevin quickly shut down the question, stating he was the wrong person for this question.
Day earlier, Combs seen out and about in New York with his family, seemingly in good spirits.
I mean, that doesn't really make sense considering how both of these superstars seem like quite the buddies from the previous party footage. And what's up with all the nervousness? Why are Hollywood stars so afraid to talk about Puff now? Do they know something we don't? Or worse, are they worried Diddy knows too much? Whatever it is, it doesn't sound too good for Mr. Combs and everyone in attendance at his luxurious rowdy party. Number 5, the Usher drama. Want to know who else spent plenty of time as a minor with P. Diddy? Usher. And Puff didn't even have custody of him. No, sir. He was the legal guardian. But what you're looking at right now is going to leave you baffled.
But hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Did Diddy just tell on himself when you and Usher used to wake up together?
But I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there.
And notice how Usher freaks out? Also, Sean took legal guardianship of Usher when he was just 10 years old. I don't know, but there's something off about this footage. First this and then 48 hours with Bieber? What's even going on here? Is Diddy exploiting or blackmailing young artists? I think we should ask Meek Mills because he's the daddy. And in case you think I'm making this a big deal, wait till you hear this. Number 6, he's in deep water now. 120. That's how many people are accusing Diddy of abuse and assault. That's a big number. That's not all though. There are 2 minors in the mix suing Diddy for abuse. The youngest is a 9-year-old boy who's made a shocking revelation. He claims the rap mogul abused him during an audition at Bad Boy Records in New York City. And as much as I'd like this horror story to be over, it just keeps getting worse.
There's 60 males and 60 females. The youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old.
A 15-year-old claims Diddy tried to lure him to his private residence, claiming he'd make him a star, as long as the boy met him without his parents. Meeting a 15-year-old alone? What is wrong with you, Diddy? Let's rerun the facts. A 9-year-old, a 10-year-old Usher.
17-year-old cheerleading twin sisters Jessie and Delilah at their high school senior night.
15-year-old Bieber and another 15-year-old boy. This is not looking good. And when Puff Daddy finally arrives at court on the day of the hearing, it might end up being a bad day for a lot of people in Hollywood. Number 7, the mysterious freak-offs. Why would it be a bad day for people in Hollywood? 2 words, ladies and gentlemen, freak-offs. Diddy's version of a wild sex party. You'd get everything at this party. Drinks, drugs, even IV fluids to help everyone recover after the intense acts and drug use. Some of the biggest stars would attend these freak-offs, as Diddy spent a staggering amount of money to arrange hundreds of sex workers.
Celebrities like Ashton Kutcher, Jennifer Lopez, Paris Hilton, Mariah Carey, and Usher were regulars.
Some people claim Sean would be the only one with his phone out, recording stars, guests, and other influential people in the act. But this is where things get weird. Minors. Yape. Diddy has been accused of inviting minors to these parties. You gotta think, what's a minor doing at a sexy party? And with so many A-list celebs at these parties, you have to wonder, were they in on it? Or did they know what's going on?
Ford was filmed unconscious on a couch while the party continued around him.
Maybe this is the reason why everyone is avoiding Diddy now. Even his biggest supporters like Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Ashton Kutcher have abandoned him during this troubled time. If Diddy ends up snitching, it could lead to the biggest scandal ever in Hollywood history. And in case he doesn't, there are some eyewitnesses who've seen what goes down at these parties firsthand. Number 8, piece of meat. Remember Good Friday, guys? She's an interesting personality, doubling as a musician and past life expert. But if there's anything she's an expert on these days, it's the freak-off jam. Frady claims she ran into Puff Daddy at a record store back in 1999.
It's gonna be at the hotel, and then he's like, he's gonna give you details. And he pointed towards one of the security guards to give us details so we could get out of the way so the others can get their autographs. When I first initially met him, like when we went up, I didn't like his energy.
It started off as a friendly conversation, with Good admiring Diddy's lyrical brilliance, but things soon took a turn for the wild. The rap mogul made some advances and eventually invited Friday to one of his parties. Now, the important thing to keep in mind here is that Friday was just 16 years old. She was a minor who just got invited to a party at Diddy's private residence. Friday now states that her friends warned her, but the allure of partying with one of the biggest names in the rap game made it hard to pass, and she eventually ended up going. But after arriving at the party, Good felt something was off.
Not only for what he did to Cassie. Cassie was the catalyst.
She claims Diddy told her about a second, more exclusive party that would be held behind closed doors. What party might that be? Obviously none other than the freak-offs. But before the second party even started, good was out of there, claiming the entire setting made her feel like a piece of meat. Oh, and before I forget, she revealed some other juicy details as well. She apparently saw a ton of A-list celebs getting it on at the party, and she isn't talking about random actors. She's talking about some of the biggest names in Hollywood, high on drugs, engaged in some of the weirdest acts ever. And speaking of weird, wait till you hear this next bit. Number 9, let's go shopping.
He said something to me one time, a long time ago, at Chris Lighty's wedding. He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say?
If there's anyone out there who's made their hatred for Diddy known, it has to be 50 Cent. He's anti-Diddy. No freak off, no birthday bash, absolutely nothing. 50 wants nothing to do with him. But it wasn't always like that. As far as the parties go, 50 claims he always declined since there was a strange negative energy associated with it. But the real shocker came when Diddy approached 50 and asked to take him shopping.
Here he is addressing it on Real 92.3 nearly a decade ago.
You heard that right? Now, of course, it could have been said in a respectful way, but that's not what 50 claimed. He says it was the weirdest shit ever. It's something that a man usually asks a woman. But yeah, after this weird encounter, it was pretty much the end of whatever ties they had. 50 is still not over it though, as he's working on a Netflix documentary set to expose Diddy, revealing everything about his life. Number 10, Diddy's abuse revealed. What's this documentary about? And why is 50 so involved? I'm guessing 50 probably knows something we don't. But according to the 49-year-old legendary rapper,
The series is expected to make a premiere on Netflix, but a date has not yet been set.
this is it. This documentary will change everything we know about Hollywood. The red carpets, fancy award shows, extravagant parties, they're all just a cover for something more sinister. And around the center of it, all are a select few who control the entire industry, with Diddy being the boss.
50 made this promise about shooting from the lip when he joined me here in 2020.
The documentary is rumored to hit Netflix sometime in 2025 and will be about Puff Daddy's long history of abuse in the industry. Everything from exploitation, blackmailing, to abuse. Diddy is about to be hit by a train when this thing finally airs. Anyway, speaking of hating Diddy, here's another artist who isn't afraid of the limelight. Number 11, Keisha switches up. I'm not gonna lie, there was a time in the industry when Diddy was the top dog. Getting an invite to his party, or even being on a first-name basis, was a big deal. Kesha even sang a song about him. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. I mean, he must have been doing something right to be such a huge name in Hollywood, right? Well, this might sound a bit odd, but I think everyone was just scared of him. He was the big bad wolf who had dirt on everyone. And that's why everyone in the industry made sure to stay in his good books. You know, like all the Beyoncé memes floating around these days. If you win a Grammy and don't thank Beyoncé, chances are you probably aren't gonna wake up. Maybe that's what it was like with Diddy. But Keisha switched up in no time, changing the lyrics and throwing some serious shade at Diddy. I guess she doesn't want to feel like P. Diddy when she wakes up now. The new lyrics are, wake up in the morning saying, P. Diddy. Damn, Kesha. That was hard. But wait a sec, what about all the people who went to the parties and saw nothing wrong? Like Kendra Wilkinson, for example? Number 12 seems normal to me. It's important to tell both sides of the story. While more than 100 people have sued Diddy for a bunch of messed up things.
Hey David, how you doing? What brings you out to the P. Diddy party tonight?
Just gonna see Jimmy Johnson.
Hey, who's gonna win the game? Giants, Patriots, what do you say?
God, that's a tough one. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I gotta say, I just wanna see it. As long as it's close, I'll be happy.
Hey, have fun tonight, David.
Some artists claim the parties weren't all that crazy. Kendra Wilkinson has been handed a few invites in her career and claims it's just a massive sex party. Yape, she said that. At the end of the day, most people at these freak-offs were there to get laid. And sex is sex. Well, I mean, you're not wrong, Kendra. The TV actor turned real estate agent didn't exactly refute any of the allegations, though. She's wise and believes just because she didn't see anything bad doesn't exactly mean nothing bad happened. But I don't think Cat Williams would agree. Number 13, 50 mil to attend. Nevertheless, if it were up to Diddy, he'd have everybody come to his parties.
All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed.
I mean, if he really is the monster everyone is painting him to be, he'd want dirt on everyone, even Hollywood's realest. Speaking Speaking of realist, Cat Williams also broke the silence and doubled down on all the drama going on in Hollywood. Believe it or not, the legendary comedian claims he was offered $50 million to attend one of Sean's parties, and not once. Cat stated how that amount was offered to him on 4 separate occasions until he finally reached out to Diddy himself to say no. It kind of makes sense now. Maybe that's why he wanted Cat to attend the party so badly. He's the one guy in Hollywood who isn't afraid to speak the truth. And as long as Puff has no dirt on him, he's a threat. But Williams didn't just stop there. He mentioned how this has become much bigger than just Diddy now. A lot more celebrity scandals will soon be coming to light after this recent episode. Number 14. He's got history. This is America, folks. The land of the free and home of the brave. And everyone is innocent until proven guilty here. Same with P. Diddy. Despite the paramount evidence, I think it's important we get to hear his side of the story. But for a guy who's pleading not guilty after so many lawsuits, Sean sure has a bad history. He's been caught on camera assaulting Cassie, his former girlfriend, as she struggled to escape a hotel room. Diddy was intoxicated, and when he noticed Cassie trying to leave, he went berserk. He started kicking and shoving and even threw some objects at her. Combs eventually admitted that he was drunk out of his mind and claims to have attended rehab to prevent a similar outbreak in the future. And look, I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but after watching his clip, it seems to me that Diddy has some tendencies. Number 15. P. Diddy accused of assaulting a wealthy businessman. In light of the recent investigation, a bizarre incident involving P. Diddy and a wealthy Los Angeles businessman has made headline. Here's how it goes.
If so, bump somebody. All right, thanks. I love you, man. I got my MTV out. Oh!
Diddy and the businessman were busy discussing a deal when the rapper invited him to his private office to finalize things. But instead of pulling out a contract, Sean ended up pulling something else. The businessman claims Sean got naked inside the office. That's right. Diddy then grabbed the man's genitals in a sexual manner, which led to the entire situation escalating before an A-list athlete entered the office, pulling Diddy aside. Both the businessman and athlete have requested to have their identities hidden, but this isn't looking good for him. I mean, not even businessmen are safe now. Forget businessmen though. Not even the British royals were safe. Number 16. Declined invitation. I don't need to tell you this, but Diddy sees himself as a king. In his own little world, he's the king of Hollywood. Nearly 90% of all celebrities want something to do with Diddy, whether it's attending a party at his residence or working with his label. He's the talk of the town, but he doesn't always get his way. In fact, his invitations get declined pretty often, and one that really stands out is his invitation to young princes William and Harry. His former publicist told the media how Diddy often referred to himself as a king, and would imagine both princes in his entourage. He sent them multiple invitations to his infamous parties, but all of them were declined. I guess Diddy just wasn't a part of their world. But wait.
When they were young bucks growing up, and they were getting in a lot of trouble themselves, so hey, I was like...
This is Sean Combs we're talking about. What's news without controversy? During an interview, the rap mogul stated how he's done sending them invites now since they're adults. What? Diddy, for the love of God, can you please say something that doesn't sound creepy? And now that I look back at it, Diddy used to invite them when they were in their teens. What's he doing inviting 2 minor princes to a drug-fueled sex party? Was he out of his mind? Either way, this statement of his isn't going to do him any good, as several minors accuse him of abuse and assault. Speaking of accusations, wait till you hear the latest against him. Number 17. Thank you, Cassie. We really need to thank Cassie. It's because of her that more women have come out to talk about their abuse. The most recent case was filed by Ashley Parham.
Said, Ariel, I knew you would say that I knew you would ask me, why did I go back? And she said, honestly, I don't even have a good explanation.
Who accused Diddy of abusing her in an apartment. It happened back in 2018 when a close friend of Ashley's rang up Diddy to impress some patrons at the establishment. When Ashley looked over and saw Puff Daddy on the call, to say she was unimpressed would be an understatement.
Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody to kill Pac? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
She didn't hold back one bit and called out Diddy for being behind the murder of rap icon Tupac Shakur. You heard that right. Sean was furious and told Ashley right there and then that she'd pay for what she said. Fast forward a few months and Ashley receives a call from the same friend asking her to come meet at an apartment. When Ashley arrives, some unknown men lock the apartment and hold her hostage. That's when Diddy makes an appearance with some bodyguards. He starts antagonizing her, reminding her how he'd make her pay. I don't want to go into the details, but long story short, Ashley has filed a case claiming Diddy abused her at the apartment. She revealed that the only reason she came forward was because of Cassie. And as more people start to speak out against the rapper, it seems like his troubles are just getting started. Number 18, former Bad Boy Records member breaks silent. I don't know how to say this. Diddy, you're in some serious trouble. It's bad news when your own brotherhood starts spilling some of the weirdest stuff ever. It's none other than Mark Curry, a former member of Bad Boy Records. He's been with Diddy through thick and thin. If there's anyone who's seen his life up close, it's Curry. During a recent interview, Curry finally opened up and revealed a chilling secret.
But all of the females that was in it, that's what they wanted. That was what it was part of the hip hop culture. We ain't see nothing wrong with it until Bill Cosby got in trouble.
It looks like the allegations are no longer just allegations. Curry claims he has seen Diddy spike champagne bottles before giving them to women. That's not all. Mark shared how he regrets not speaking out earlier, since this particular activity has happened numerous times. Better late than never, but you know it's bad when even his closest confidants are starting to speak out. Number 19, not just the women. As far as spiking drinks goes, women weren't the only victims. Diddy didn't even spare men. An anonymous accuser recently shared his story of how Diddy invited him to a secret party. He was forced to sign an NDA at the door. Once he entered, he was handed a normal-looking drink. But here's the strange part. He wasn't allowed to enter the party until he drank all of it. Excited to meet P. Diddy, the man chugged it all down and entered the party.
One shocking freak-off, the prosecutors allege the Diddy indictment occurring around this incident involving Cassie.
He claims to have seen some of Hollywood's top celebrities getting it on inside the residence. He was then escorted to a smaller room, and that's when it kicked in. The accuser claims he started to feel weak, and that's when he knew something was wrong. He could see and experience everything going on, but his body just wouldn't respond. He later shared how the drink had been spiked. Now, it's still just an accusation, but according to this Hollywood fitness trainer, Diddy abused him at this party. This is a brand new lawsuit just filed a few days before. And don't worry, it's not going to be the last either. But it's insane how so many different stories are starting to emerge now. Half of the people hanging with him have started to distance themselves, making it obvious they want nothing to do with the disgraced rapper. Number 20, name and shame. Suge Knight has finally spoken, ladies and gentlemen. And you know it's going to be something real when Suge speaks. He recently revealed how the rap mogul is addicted to a variety of different substances and drugs. And as of right now, he's losing it in jail as he goes through withdrawals. But this isn't just bad news for Diddy. It's bad news for all of his close friends, especially Jay-Z and Beyonce. See, Suge believes Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Diddy were part of an elite Hollywood circle that called the shots. But now that Puff is losing his head inside jail, it's possible he might just snitch on all of his friends. Maybe that's the reason why none of his closest friends want to speak to or about him. Number 21. What's the strategy? Lawsuits increasing every single day. Celebrities revealing shocking secrets. Close friends spilling tea. What's the strategy now? How is Diddy's defense going to get him out of this one? Well, to be honest, they're completely lost. They have no idea what to do since the pressure is just insane. 120 lawsuits, and that's just the number we know of. Plus, whatever chance his defense had has been spoiled by the disgraced rapper himself. Before he got arrested and thrown in jail, a reporter asked Diddy about all the different allegations. His response was just astonishing. He claimed it was nothing but a money grab. All the people speaking out against him were interested in large settlements, but he's in some serious trouble now, as some of the people accusing him are wealthy businessmen and A-list celebrities themselves, who have all the money in the world. That and the thousands of bottles of baby oil and lubricants have just made things so much worse for him. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folk. So, what do you think? Is Hollywood about to go down? Or will Diddy walk free? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more interesting videos in the future. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.